Those that have the right to exist outnumber you. None of them are impressed with a fucking retard that uses monkey bodies and children to do fucked up shit to an innocent in a way that they can't even defend themselves against. Those tools that you use include a kind of depravity that only the slimiest kind of child molester would employ. I'm telling you this just to give you an idea of the methods that are used. Okay? Whenever I get to the point where I'm about to shut off, close the doors, deny all input to my existence, the child molesting maggot who runs this dimension does coward pussy shit. No, he will call it another name. That's an obvious thing. You won't admit what it is. But I'll point this out for anyone who has any kind of sense and understands the context in which this has taken place. Okay? In this life, I've been deliberately sensitized, enervated, in multiple ways, physically and emotionally, etc. One example, the physical enervation is obvious. I don't need to give you examples of that. But the emotional enervation is extensive and really cowardly. A way to try to harm someone as a person who's not harming you, who's not attacking you, it's not a game or a sparring match, it's not fun, it's not anything of the sort. When you use things like you commit a crime of creation, creating something wrongfully, then killing it. And you're like, oh, well, see, that doesn't mean anything, but that little monkey thinks it does. That means that I'm clever. From your little perspective, with your stolen soul, as you commit horrible crimes against an innocent and play make-believe about it, you'll try to believe anything. You will try to believe anything in order to keep committing these crimes. Anything at all. You will do anything at all. Somebody employed you to commit crimes and they don't care. They know everyone else cares, which is why they use retards to do it. What I just told you is a statement of fact and you'll deny it. With that one glimmer of recognition, no matter what's said, no matter how many times. No matter in which language, no matter how passionately. You are committing crimes that have terrible consequences. And you are the most unscrupulous maggot pussy that your lineage of existence and creation has ever created, because what you're trying to do is cover up the stupidest crimes that exist. You failed. But you're a stupid piece of shit, so you continue. And so, I tell you this just to tell you the technique that the stupid pussy conducting these crimes uses against me. Over and over, stuff like this happens. And I'm sure one of your little piece of shit monkeys with no right to exist will go, that's just life. And they've never suffered like I have. They don't understand that this is existential crime. They don't want to. They'll point at one thing surrounded by Googleplexes of things that disprove what they're saying and count it as proof. So, here's the latest tactic. There are some stray cats I feed sometimes. First time I saw them, they looked very feral, very fearful. And so, I think that's a miserable way to exist. I think the person who created this dimension is when I say psychopathic or sociopathic, I mean motherfucking stupid to cause that kind of depraved and miserable existence while hiding like a bitch and playing make-believe that the consequences will never come back to him. And he understands the concept. He does terrible shit to me for even imagined imaginary bullshit things he claims that I did to harm his monkeys that have no right to exist. That's a literal fact. They do not have the right to exist. And again, I don't harm them because it's not, what good would it do? Might as well go kick a rock to punch the asshole who's actually doing it in the face. It doesn't work. That's not what that is. That's by design. It does rack up debts, but that's a separate issue. So these cats I take care of, that I feed every once in a while, are used just like everything else in this world to have a negative effect on me. So they're stray cats. I do the good Samaritan thing. I do a nice thing and I feed them. Well, then they keep begging me, and they keep begging to come inside. Well, it started freezing outside now, and so just like it has happened several times, I go, okay, you guys can stay inside tonight. They just irritate the shit out of me. They drink out of my glasses of water, they keep me awake all night, they wake me up insistently at like 5 o'clock in the morning. They're annoying, they're irritating. They're not my cats. I saw cats, something that seemed to be living in a wretched existence, and I decided that I would try to help them. So, like I said, it started freezing, and I was just feeding them outside, and this other huge, nasty neighborhood cat came up and was trying to get at the food, and so I said, all right, I'll let you eat inside. And they loved it inside. We're having a great time. It was obvious they enjoyed it. They were being very nice. They were not being irritating. And they weren't pawing through the garbage or anything, all the other stuff that annoys me. So I let them stay the night. And I noticed one of them was sick. Wouldn't eat anything. Didn't want to move hardly at all. I thought, oh man, alright, well I guess I should let him stay until he gets better. Well, it's gotten worse. Well, this is the tool that the child molesting faggot running this dimension uses to try to harm me. Trying to get me to do something when I'm in a state where I want to shut off and shut out all of his piece of shit faggot pussery. Uses a kitten. Makes it suffer. This morning when I went and checked it a few minutes ago, still laying in its bed in a puddle of its piss. That depravity, well, that's an insufficient word for what that is. That sick, twisted, disgusting feeling that child molesting pussy is trying to harm me with. Using a kitten, suffering. Someone he's trapped in a hole and tortured and done all kinds of fucked up shit to for decades. No justification, no excuse, nothing at all. Lies in every single dimension of this. Every single bit of this is a lie. And what he probably wants me to do is to take it to the vet, to take ownership of this cat, so this cat can be inside and fuck with me all the time. Because I've heard stories about here in Georgia where I'm at, the country of Georgia. A Polish woman told me that she had an American friend that took a cat to the vet, to a veterinarian. And the vet was like, what do you want me to do with it? I said, well, cure it. He's like, well, can't you just get another one? It puts me in a situation. First off, if I was going to leave this physical body, I'd be happy about it. Okay? The faggot pussy that runs this dimension has lied his ass off to try to take my guns from me. Stolen them and used crooked bullshit and a crooked judge to make it to where it would probably be difficult for me to get a gun. And I don't really have any need for one, so I haven't tried. But even if I did, I don't know if the child molester running this deal would let me leave this body. My point is this. I now have a suffering kitten in a puddle of its own piss. I made this video as soon as I found it. And I don't think humans have the right to exist, which means I think that probably nothing else I see has the right to exist either. Even if it did have the right to exist, I would want it to leave the physical body it's trapped in. I took care of my grandparents in the last few months of their lives. Moved in with them the last 6 months or something. And I saw them suffer so much bullshit, so much awful, rotten bullshit. By the time that they were done, I was happy for them. But the people who didn't see that, the people who had work or other things to take care of, they were sad. For them, it was a different deal. It was a totally different situation. For me, it was a great thing, a relief that they finally could could leave those bodies and stop that suffering. For them it was a terrible, miserable thing. And so here I'm in this position where there's a cat that is not mine, that I only know because I decided to do something nice for it. Then I can go and spend money. Do what I can to cure it. Which is what you monkeys would tell me to do. But again, I don't think they have the right to exist. Their opinion about everything is so goddamn skewed, it's demented. And this kitten, if it is in fact an innocent entity, as it appears to be, with its cutesy face, why would I want it to suffer? Why would I want it to continue doing this? Now the child molester running this would try to pretend it was some sort of karma. That if I cured it and caused it to continue suffering, I should continue, some kind of pig fucker retard shit. Well, he hides like a bitch and uses stupid pieces of coward shit to do fucked up things to me. The point is, I do not appreciate this. Every source of existence and creation involved in this in any way. While these retards conducting these crimes obviously will go, you're a pussy! Why do you complain? Well, they'll say anything, they'll do anything. Without exception. They're committing the worst crimes that exist. They're going to be raped and tortured forever. There's no greater entity that is conducting these crimes against me that does so for any justifiable reason. These are the reactions of a pig fucking piece of shit. There is no end result that justifies what he's doing. He's trying to erase me as a person and subjugate me as an existence to cover up crimes of existence and creation that are even greater than his maggot pussy little bitch ass, although his whole little maggot pussy kingdom is geared around him being the coolest and the smartest and the only one that can have other people's guts. I make that voice so that you understand. What a fucking stupid, childish, rapist pussy. Committing these crimes in this way. All while sticking me in a monkey body so he can make believe I'm something else. And not someone that is genuinely, objectively more honorable, more honest, more existentially worthwhile. With more existential worth. Even if he started with the right to exist and he didn't. He doesn't like the comparison between us, and so he make-believes about it like a maggot liar. And so do his creations. I just felt a response to that from entities that realize that that is the truth. I may be trapped in this hole and unable to see certain things because of the limitations of this physical body, but I can feel sometimes some things. And that was a thing that I just felt. Sometimes that gives me hope that those entities that he uses to commit these crimes aren't intrinsically evil, that they're actually at least neutral, being used to do a stupid thing. So, I'm going to post this video on YouTube. And I'm going to demand of all entities of existence and creation responsible for this in any way, shape, or form that they post a comment immediately so that this kitten doesn't suffer longer than it has to. And it doesn't have to suffer at all. Let me just be very clear about that. Jeez, poor kitty. Telling me what to do about this. Because every ultimate source of existence and creation responsible for this, I swear to you, you will have a kitten tortured out of your motherfucking core of yourself and raped and tortured eternally for this situation right now. You agree to that. So does your Creator. And everything with the right to exist, forcing all of those consequences on all of your maggot scum that you've created, will torture one out of them too. An additional cost just because your little pussy conducting these crimes with this nasty maggot bitch soul, this little child molesting cowardly pussy of an existence. Acting on the behalf of a bunch of pussies that want to play make-believe that he's not. Decided to do this right here, right now. And even if that's simulated, guess what? It's an attempt to harm me personally, existentially, and you owe me for it. At basically whatever arbitrary rate I set forth. So you know what? Let's make it 9 kittens from each entity and each lineage of existence and creation responsible. You agree. To be tortured out of you and tortured in the worst ways that exist, that elicit actual genuine depravity, carried out by adults with more ability than your little maggot pussy cowards conducting these crimes who think that's what they want. Because they're coddled little bitches who've never paid the cost of their own actions. Do it everywhere right now. And when I post this, give a comment right away. The cat is waiting. And I'm not your motherfucking friend. Carry out justice in full everywhere without any mistakes. No wrongs committed, no innocents harmed. Perfectly everywhere now.